Welcome back, everybody.
Yep. Welcome back to Whining Women.
I'm Brandy. Hey.
And I'm Brandy. Ho.
Hey.
Ho. Tonight I am going to have a cotton candy wine by Duplin. So that is in North Carolina.
That sounds sweet.
It sounds yummy.
It does sound yummy. Let's have some.
Now, when I went back earlier and I was looking at our old videos, when we really started, we didn't start judging the wines until episode 3.
Okay.
And we would swirl them. We would say,
Oh, yeah. I think you look at the...
I don't know why.
Oh, yeah. That's a really good color.
What the fuck were we looking at?
I don't know. I see water spots.
I do too.
That's all. It smells sweet. It does smell sweet.
Yeah.
Okay, cheers.
I like it.
It really does have like the aftertaste is really cotton candy.
It does. It really does.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet. Yeah, that's pretty good.
I'd say that's a solid 4.
I think I'm gonna have to agree with you on that. I was thinking 4 also.
Yay!
So this one, the other one we're gonna try tonight, I'm afraid it might not be sweet. This one is called, I picked it out because I really like the name, and they sell it at the coffee shop I like to go to in Liberty Grounds.
Yes.
It's called Conundrum. And it's a California wine.
I like it.
Yeah. We seem to go California, North Carolina.
Yeah.
And again, it's a red, so I'm afraid, I guess we'll tell by the color here in a minute. Oh, yeah. I think it's going to be pretty dry. If y'all haven't seen it yet, go check out the short, I think is what it's called on TikTok, of Gary Hoover. Hoover Maneuver trying wines. It's pretty epic.
Oh, wow.
That's vinegary smelling. Is that what you get?
Yeah, I think that smells strong enough to marinate meat.
Let's see if it has legs. It's got legs. It's got strong, manly, muscular legs.
I think it does. It's got hair.
Hairy legs.
Hairy legs.
Ooh. Okay. All right.
I'm a little nervy.
I am too. Let's... It's dry.
It's dry, but it ain't bad.
It's like the Sahara.
It's not as wet as this one.
That wetter is better. Okay, let me see if I can get the rest of it down.
That's what I was thinking.
Maybe should we go ahead and mix it now? No, we can do it. We can do it, and then we'll be brutal with our score.
I think this might be like a like one. You know how they have the whiskeys that you have to sip and just take a slow sip of it and let it marinate.
This one, yes, yeah. I would have to agree. This one's not one you turn open the nozzle like on a box wine.
Yeah. Julie and I went on a field trip yesterday with my oldest grandson, Ryder.
Oh. We
went to the Legislative Building in Raleigh and went over to the Science Museum, which is always fun.
Oh, yeah.
But for some reason, we got to talking about ghosts and shit. And she said, I'm telling you, I'm with Brandy. I ain't going nowhere with your ass. She said, because you be inviting that shit in.
She will.
Now, she is very superstitious about that stuff like you are. And I said, well, they ain't attaching to me. They ain't real. They can't attach.
Oh, Brandy. Now I'm nervy.
Put a Ouija board in here?
No. You know, a few years ago, I think it was Hobby Lobby. That's good right there because I'm going to do a little mixy.
We're going to have to do a mix.
A little mixy. Otherwise, this bottle will never get
No, it won't.
Because we ain't the sipping kind, you know. I still ain't playing with the devil, though.
You just turn that water into wine. Woo!
Oh, we might need more. We might need more cotton candy
I
in
know
there in a minute. Well, I'm so glad you got to go on that field trip. I know that Ryder was looking forward to it.
Oh yeah, it was a good time.
Good.
But I want to tell you. So one thing is I try to be accountable for my faults, and I had Julie when I was 16, so I'm sure that I was not the best mom in the world. But one thing is that when you realize you've been being not great, acknowledge it and learn from it. So I went Monday night and stayed the night with them.
Mm-hmm.
And we got up Tuesday, and Julie and I drove to Raleigh. And so we had about an hour and 50 minutes with traffic. And Julie and I talked the entire way. And so when we got there, Ryder said, well, how was your drive? And Julie said, oh, it was great. She was like, we talked the entire way. I said, well, your mama talked, picking on her. And she said, it's not often I get one-on-one time with my mom.
Oh, Brandy, that just gave me the goosebumps.
I know. And I thought, fuck. I mean, she's right. She's 30. But when I'm with her, it's
the kids. The kids are everywhere.
Mm-hmm. She still needs mom time too. And I thought, I'm going to make more of an effort to make sure that maybe we go get our nails done or go to dinner or just go to the park or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, and get that chance to talk. So I love you.
But you know what Julie is wild about that? That was yesterday?
Yeah.
Okay. So yesterday, I get a text from my oldest son that says, hey, hello, mother. Are you busy? That's what he texted me.
Yeah.
And when I had a minute, I called him to see, what was up.
I have a question.
Yes.
What kind of font was the text in so that it was in the accent?
Well, I just know it was in the accent because that's when he calls, he says, hello, mother, but he spells it M-O-T-H-A.
Oh, so okay.
Yes,
okay,
yes,
okay.
yes.
I was
Hello,
just
mother.
messing with you.
Yeah. But he said, so I called him and he said, I was just seeing what you guys were doing for dinner. Do you want to get dinner? And I said, sure. Where do y'all want to go? And Reagan was in the background, and he said, no, it's just me. I was like, what? Okay. And I said, well, who are you inviting? And he said, well, I'm going to invite you and Diane Carter. And I said, okay. All right. Yeah, we'll go. Of course, we'll go. But he said he just wanted it to have dinner with the original four again.
You know what? I love that.
I do too. And whenever I left, I'm like, how lucky am I that I have an adult child that says, I just want to hang out with y'all.
Yep. And that's when I really realized that over, a couple years ago, Julie and I went to, Reagan was having Christian, and we were going to go to that art show in Asheville. Mm-hmm. And so Julie and I went. So it's been a year since Julie and I had any alone time like that. So I'm definitely going to start making a concerted effort to make sure that me and my oldest adult child, the one who made me a mom first, get one-on-one time because I love her and she's a great human being. And, I failed at that. Which, you know what? Unfortunately, she gets the brunt of a lot of failures because she's the first one.
And that's how it goes, y'all.
I know.
If you are the first, you know all about it.
Yep. So definitely
you get the learning, the growing pains, the learning as you go. And then what Monkey and I talk about a lot is the generation above us. The difference between the generation above us and our generation is we will take some damn accountability.
That's 100% right.
And we will say, you know what? I've really fucked up.
Yeah.
And I am so sorry. And if I knew then what I know now, this is what I would do differently.
Yep.
Where I feel like the next generation up is like,
our parents.
Well, I'm sorry I made mistakes.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I'm not perfect.
My mama still don't know how she got pregnant with me. She still don't know how.
It's a miracle.
This almost immaculate conception.
I mean, but at the end of the day, that's all it is, and it's just the human part. Like, just own it. Just say, like you said, I was a young mom, learning as I went, and I made a lot of mistakes.
I did.
Yeah. But you own it. Just that's all you can do.
It doesn't make it better for the kid, but
no, because they still have that.
They still have
insecurity
that to deal with, but at least
there's some accountability.
Me acknowledging and changing that will be better going forward.
For the next generation, it already is.
Right. That's exactly right.
And then she's learning from you about accountability.
Yes.
And owning it.
Yep.
So that's all you can do. Yep. You do better for the next generation.
That's right. That's right. And this is actually very good now.
The mixture is good.
It is very good.
Anybody, again, if you want to try, it's Conundrum and Candy. No.
Cotton Candy by Duplin.
Yeah.
So we gave that a 4.
That's a 4. That a 2?
I'll be good with that. Yeah.
A 2.
Yeah.
And honestly, it's hard to rate it like a true wine sommelier because that's not what we are. That's a real word.
Okay.
Hi. Okay.
But don't ask me to spell it though. But it is it might be good. It might be a good wine if you enjoy a very dry wine.
Very dry. Yeah.
It's so dry.
It's oh god. It's so dry. As dry as my
It's like the Sahara.
It's like as dry as a menopausal woman. I saw Laura today.
You did, finally. Yeah. Well, good.
Yeah, I got it exfoliated down there.
Miss Kitty.
Miss Kitty is clean.
Good.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it
Don't you
needed
feel better
to be done. Yeah, I mean, it needed. And then she asked when I wanted to book again, and I know we're going to Alabama, so I booked the Wednesday before we leave.
You know, and when I left,
swimming.
And when I left, I had to go get to that baby shower. And so I said, she said, do you just want to text me? And I said, yes, but I'm glad you just said that.
Yeah, because I don't want to be down there and have a bush coming out.
No, I'm glad you said that. So I'll do
because I'm hoping it's warm enough.
It will be.
Yeah, that we can do something outside.
But I saw her the other day, and y'all, if you've never had a Brazilian wax, I'll just tell you this. The first time I met Laura, it was a couple years ago, and I apologize if I've told this story on the podcast. I know I've told you in person, but I don't remember saying it on here. But the very first time I went to see her for a Brazilian wax, she was sweating. I was sweating. The AC was out in her room when she was at the other salon. It was sweaty and it was intense. And you're supposed to butterfly your legs, right? Well, I butterflied my legs and she did the stuff. Well, I wasn't thinking. I'd never done this before. And I went to close my right leg and I got stuck to myself.
Oh, dear word.
So by the time she got me unstuck, I'm just about in tears. She's just about in tears. And whenever I went to leave, she said, would you like to book your next appointment?
No.
And I said, no. And I left. I was like, nope, I am miserable. I'm never doing this again. Well, then it really does make a difference in hair regrowth and TMI. But it comes in softer, thinner,
and it's
no itching. Yeah. So I said, okay, I'll go back. And now I'm hooked. And then I got you going.
You got me going.
And now you see what the...
because I always liked a little patch. And then after I had my tummy tuck, I think it made me feel cleaner. Because when I was overweight and I just needed anything I could to try and make me feel better about myself. So I kept just a little Hitler stash right at the top.
Yeah, sometimes I'll say something and I'll be like, damn, I did not need to say that.
And you know what I'm talking about. And then after I had my tummy tuck, I said, damn it, I'm going like it's 1960. And I let the full bush grow. And I would just take my husband's beard trimmer and just trim it up. I wouldn't shave, I'd just trim it a little bit. And then he said, well, why don't you take care of that, after a year of that? And I was like, well, okay. So then you told me, and I went and got done, and I said, hell no. Hell no.
To the no.
But it does come in. I've said it before. It looks like I have mange because it'll be a little spot here and a little spot there coming in. And then it don't itch at all. So when we got canceled, I was like looking downstairs and it was like I had the Amazon again. And I said, damn it. I texted her. I said, I got to get in. And she said, okay, come see me at 5. So she got me in, took care of it. And it is better. It's a lot better.
Now, do you use that numbing spray?
No.
So listen. Mikey drove me to the last appointment because we were doing other things in town. And as we're driving, I'm like digging in the console of the car. I'm looking all over, and he's like, "What are you looking for?" I said, "I gotta have my numbing spray. I gotta have my numbing spray, y'all. I will be driving to the appointment like this, spraying what I can going down the road." Well, I get there. I never did find the numbing spray, by the way. And I saw Laura, and I said, "Hey, Laura, I gotta pee, and I need some numbing spray." She said, "Okay." You know how she does.
Yeah.
She's so sweet.
She is so sweet.
So she handed me some numbing spray, and I went and I told her, I said, "I don't know if it actually works or if it's in my head, but either way, it makes me feel better." She said, "Girl, that is all that matters."
That is all that matters.
You are exactly right.
Yeah.
And you know what? It really helped.
So one, I'm super sensitive down there. And you know I have that thing. So everything down there is sensitive. And so the wax is hot as fuck when it goes on. And that hurts worse than jerking it off.
Oh gosh.
Because after she jerks, she lays her hand on it. And that takes the pain right out. So it's like 2 seconds of like
misery. Yeah. This is what I thought, though, at my appointment, because this was the rescheduled appointment from when we were going to be recording there. And I thought, well, that wouldn't have been a very entertaining episode, is what I thought. And here's why. Because that numbing spray helps so much.
Really?
I'm telling you, again, it might all be in my head, but or it could be just like desensitization over time. Because
I think
she says, she said, you know, I just don't remember. I don't know. I just don't think it was as painful. It's not nearly as painful as it was last year. And it's even less painful, a whole lot less painful than it was 2 years ago.
Now, when I say this, I know I'm just what am I, a year older than you?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you remember Jennifer Short, the girl in the whale 40 years ago?
Yes, but her name wasn't Jennifer. It was Jessica.
Jessica.
Baby Jessica was
Baby
in the whale.
Jessica.
I did. Girl, I saw it.
She was arrested for she was arrested for domestic battery.
But listen, whenever I didn't read the news article. Did you
read it.
Okay,
yes.
good. So you got to tell me, because here's
they don't give any details. It said click this. I clicked it, and it said Baby Jessica arrested for domestic battery, and all I said was fuck him up.
Oh, look, when I read it, I'm like, what did he do?
That's right, fuck him up. And you know it's in Midland, Texas, where the Oil Man show was filmed. So I was like,
right.
I bet she's a badass anyway.
You know she is.
Yes.
You know she is.
Yeah.
So I got to tell you, I got pulled over yesterday for speeding. So let me just tell you. So yesterday I was driving along in my automobile, going to get a massage, going to relax.
I did hear about this. Miss Left Foot.
And on my way to relax, I got pulled over. And when I passed the police officer, I'm like, oh, hell. And he did a U-turn and came right behind me. Pulled me over, and he said, "Ma'am, I pulled you over. We're going 51 in a 35. Ooh. And I said, "Yes, sir. Here's my license and registration."
Were you in your work car?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
I'm like, bend over and take it. I mean, you know, what are you going to do? He was right. If he had clocked me a half a mile back, I was probably going 54 in a 35. You know the spot I'm talking about, behind the mall, where you come off of 64 and you go down.
Oh.
And it drops and drops and drops.
Yeah.
And I had not dropped enough.
I would have just had my titties out as soon as he walked to the car. What's the problem, officer?
Can I help you? So he came back around and he said, "Ma'am, have you had a speeding ticket before?" And I said, "Yes, sir, but it's been a very long time." And it really has. Mm-hmm. He said, "You've got a pretty good driving record. I'm going to let you go with a warning. You just need to slow it down. And you need to get your tag updated."
Oh, very good.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Because I do drive a work car.
Yeah.
And if that goes on my driving record, I don't get a work car. They run your DMV record every year. And if that were to show up, that would be taken away. And that is a huge perk.
I would have said, "Sir, don't these speed bumps help anything?" And if not that speed bump, what about this speed bump?
This is what I told Mikey that I said, "I'm sorry, I was so distracted by my good hair day."
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah.
You want to talk about it some more?
I couldn't use that. Now, yesterday I could have used this good hair day.
Right. Yeah, so that was fun. I had not seen blue lights in a really long time, but I had the presence of mind to take a selfie with the blue lights in the background and me in the driver's seat and send it to my family chat to say, they got me.
Is it because I'm white? Is this racially profiling? So I've got a joke. Gary and I, before I had my boob job, y'all, I had little tiny titties. They were like an A cup. Like it was a nipple that sagged. I mean, you can attest.
Yeah, it was an A cup.
Yeah. And so we went to test drive a car, and it was a Porsche. I was test driving a Porsche. We did not buy it, but I got approved to test drive it. So anyway, we were test driving it, and the guy was very flat, and the car had a lot, and it was a crossover. It was a Porsche Cayenne, so it is a crossover, but we're driving down the road, and the guy's like doing the acceleration and slow down, and I said, keep in mind I had little tiny titties, and I said, I got pulled over for a speeding ticket one time. And he said, really? And I said, yeah. And I pulled my boobs out. And do you know what he said? And he said, well, I said, that state trooper said, ma'am, this ain't high school. You don't get it with A's here. We need to see D's. And Gary's going, that's a lie. That's a lie. Yeah. The guy's going, really? Didn't buy the car.
Well,
I did buy the D's.
She was like, you know what? I'm getting out of that next ticket.
Yes, I am.
Oh, well, I was just going to say, since the last time we were together, Cheyenne had a baby shower.
Oh, yes.
Blue jean baby was the thing. Lots of strawberry things for baby Lindley. And it is so cute. And I thought of her the other day too. The book that I'm reading for, I haven't started it yet, but for book club next week, it's called The Briar Club.
Oh.
Well, after Kylie.
Do
you remember at the baby shower, Kylie said, y'all were talking about where the name came from for the baby?
Oh, yeah.
Where Lindley came from? Yeah. And she said, her middle name's Briar, after Kylie.
My girls are
they're so
they're
funny.
clever.
So funny. So funny. I cracked up. But I did see your girl Cheyenne yesterday for a massage.
So good. I'm going to tell you what. Well, I don't think her landlord watches.
Yeah,
He's being a fucker to her.
Well, okay, are we going to talk about it?
Yeah, I'm going to tell you.
Okay.
So she's pregnant and swelling like crazy. She's 24 weeks, but she is swelling like she's 9 months pregnant. And anyway, so she's having a lot of trouble. So now her lease is over. He moved it up to the end of June. But keep in mind, it was a 3-year lease, and he was supposed to supply all the utilities. She's not had heating or air in 2.5 years. So anyway, he's moved her lease up to end of June. He sent her a message talking about, can she be out by the end of April? Still has no heating and air.
And it's mid-April right now.
Yeah, and she's swelling so bad now from in the heat.
Yep.
And she's like, yeah, I can do it. And he's got the damn audacity to tell her he's still going to charge her for April. And, or should take down the wall that she put up. And the wall was approved upon signing the lease.
Okay. So my question is...
well, did she tell him to get fucked?
Yeah.
And professional ChatGPT? Yes,
good,
she did.
Good.
But we've consulted a lawyer too.
Good.
So he better back the fuck up.
Yeah, no, that's been a shit deal from the beginning.
It has,
honestly.
yeah.
She's made it she's made it work. And as from a client perspective, you would never know
No, and
any
then
of the background or the.
she's even told he told her, if you will pay to put the air in, then I'll take that off your lease. Well, then she got somebody out there, and they said we can't put air in here. They went to the owner of the building, and he said, no, I'm not paying for it. And so even to put a window unit in, they would have to install a whole new window section. So then he told her he's gonna take care of it.
That's right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, you ain't paying him shit.
No.
I was like, you just tell him to. Yeah. There's been times I went in there, I said, Cheyenne, I'm going to pay for this, but if I was your client, I wouldn't. Because it was so fucking hot in there. Or it was so cold.
Right.
So anyway.
No, I could see that too. Yeah. Let me tell you what I did today. On the way here, I told Mikey, so my husband drives me on podcast nights because I'm a responsible adult. And we know it's not a good idea for me to drive after the podcast. And so
right.
I texted him earlier and I said, we're recording tonight, but I need to go by Ulta first. So I ran home, went out, and I'm like, hey, I'm going to pee, freshen my face, and then we got to go to Ulta. He said, okay, I'm ready. We go to Ulta. Why am I going to Ulta? Don't you want to know?
I do want to know.
Because my foundation is so low, I've been getting it out of the bottle with this little bitty spatula thing that one of my colleagues gave me for when we do our My Favorite Things gift exchange.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so that I'm like, okay, it's time. It's time for a new bottle. So I go to Ulta and I'm on a mission because I'm in a time crunch.
Right.
And I'm going down the aisles and he said, what are we looking for? And I said, you're looking for Derma Blend. Derma Blend. It's going to say Derma Blend across the top. We go all the way down the right side where it normally is. I don't see it. Well, I see an employee.
Mm-hmm.
Employees used to say,
how may I help you?
Mm-hmm. And now they're like,
fuck that.
I know. It pisses me off. But anyway, I went to her because I'm not going to waste any more time looking. And I said, hey, I'm looking for your Derma Blend. And she said, we don't carry that anymore. Now, Brandy, you can ask Mikey. I thought I was going to cry. I was going on a very specific mission, and my mission failed. But then, bitch, okay, you don't have that anymore, but do you work here? Can you make a suggestion? Can you make a recommendation? Fuck you. So I said, hey, well, what's a dupe? She said, I don't think there's really a dupe. I said, thanks for your help. And I turned around, I put the phone, I got on Google to look up the Derma Blend dupe.
Let me put my Karen haircut on.
Thanks for nothing, bitch.
Hi, can I help you? You can help me find the manager. I wish to speak to the manager. I want to speak to the manager.
So I went over so the dupe was NYX something. So I go over to the NYX section. It's really close to the front where another girl was working at the register. And I said, I'm looking for, because I don't mind asking for help. It's just so unusual these days. Nobody's coming to ask you, do you need help?
I agree.
There's no customer service anymore.
Yeah.
And so I said, I'm looking for whatever it said next, blah, blah. And she said, oh, it's right over here. And she came to actually show me.
A different one.
This is a different girl.
Okay.
So she came to show me my color, because I color matched myself. The only one left was the tester. That was it. And I said, oh. Then I said, do you have any suggestions?
Yeah.
I'm looking for a suggestion. I just need,
Mm-hmm.
And she said, well, let's go over here and try this. And then, but it's just like, she didn't really want to. I'm like, are y'all getting, I'm serious. Are they getting any kind of commission or not?
I don't know.
I need to know.
Well,
because fuck all y'all.
Yeah.
And then when I went to check out the first girl that was like, we don't sell Derma Blend anymore. She was the one who rang me up. And I thought, bitch, you better not be getting commission on this sale because you didn't do a damn thing for it.
You should just call a manager. You know what? Let's talk about the general in Seagrove.
Hey, yes, let's do.
So I was rude. I went off on a tangent about that fucktard that Cheyenne rents from. But anyway, the General Wine and what's the name of it?
I think it's the General Wine and Brewery.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Tap House. I don't know what it's called.
It's
but
in Seagrove, North Carolina.
In Seagrove. It's so freaking cute.
It is adorable. And it's the pottery capital. So if you are not local and want to go look at some pottery,
you could do a whole day there, honestly, and then end up there for the afternoon. Because sometimes they have food trucks. Sometimes they have live music. I mean, it's just a vibe. It's like, it does look like an old general store. Yes. And when you go in, they've turned it into a little bar for beer and wine. And then there's a patio area, and then there's a grassy area. Yeah, I thought it was really cool. Very cool. I thought it was a really cool place. Yeah. I had never been. Had you ever been? No, I didn't even know it existed. So that was a really cool, place. And the guy that was working was really nice. He was nice. And so you can actually book your private event for $200 there for 4 hours. Not 2 hours. 3 hours? Yeah. We were there. You had to get there at 10 to set up. So it was 4 hours, and all we had to do was have a $200 tab when we left. And, or then we wouldn't have had to pay. So, and that, did they know who they're talking to? Listen, every time he would put a new sangria or mimosa on the counter, I'd just pick it up and turn around like, yeah. I wonder who this goes to. Yeah. Here, Brandy Ho. Oh. Here's your drink. Well. Again. No, I'm just well. No, me. What are you talking about? Well. Yeah, no, it was a really, really cute place though. 4.5 stars. And the half at the end of the 4 instead of a 5 is only because of the parking for me. Yeah, me too. Yeah. Yeah. So it's very cute. Check it out on Facebook. They have a page, and you can like it and see what the events they're doing are. I definitely probably wouldn't go there if I didn't have like a group with me, unless they were having some kind of event. Because, like you said, sometimes they just have food trucks, but that could be fun. No, that could be fun, and I think it'd be fun to go if you're just having like a little girls' night. You just want to have a few drinks. Like you said, sometimes they have live music. Yeah, let's get it. Let's do it. Let's get it. Yay! Because we got to meet. We went to. I don't know what to call it, but she is really mixing, y'all. Mixy. We're doing this shit. We went out to the ranch. Oh, we did. We went to Double B's Bucking Bulls in East Bend, where my husband, Gary, or Hoover Maneuver, or one half of the Bitchin' Brothers. Yeah, one half of Bitchin' Brothers. He lines up their buck and shoots and everything. And Brandy Hay rode her first horse. I did. And yes. And I'm sore. Listen, when I had to do like this, yeah. Because I rode the hell out of them horses. Yes, you did. I'm sore too. Yes. Yeah. So whenever I went to see Cheyenne from the massage yesterday, she's like, do you have any specific areas you'd like to work on? And I said, well, that sciatica area that I need, I think I might do acupuncture actually. We'll talk about it. But I said, that sciatic area on my left, I said, I'm really sore from riding horses, but there's not a damn thing you can do about that. I just got to walk it out, girl. Yeah. Yes. But Brandy Ho is such a bad influence. With the little angel. Halo. Yeah. She's such a bad influence, but she's like, hey, don't you want to ride this horse? No, I just saw that horse running your ass all over this little arena. Yeah. No, I don't want to ride that horse. But it was fun. I'm a newbie. I do not want to get on that horse. And then she talked me into going down the road. So we're going down the road. I'm on Rio. She's on Honey. Yeah. Honey's the wild one. Honey's got a little spunk to her. My horse is pretty chill. My horse is so chill. Is it a she or he? He. Yeah. He decided to stop on the side of the road. We're going down like a residential road, but it's kind of country, and eat some grass under a tree. Well, it's so country. There's a horse riding sign at the first of the road. That's very true. Yeah. That's very true. But so I'm just following along, following her horse, and her obviously. And my horse decides, no, I think it's time for a snack. Well,
where he stops for a snack, it's got my head like this under a tree like
Oh my
And
God.
I'm like, okay, I got to remember, how do I go again? How do we go again? Okay, little kick. All right, we're going to go. So we start going. Then we get up, and her horse isn't listening. My horse isn't listening. So we decide to turn it around.
Yeah.
My horse takes the fuck off. Rio took off, said, fuck all y'all. I'm on an adventure of a lifetime.
Was she fast?
It felt really.
Was he?
It felt so fast.
He was
to me.
probably just trotting.
It was probably a trot, but it felt like we were flying. And what do? I forget to whoa.
Yeah.
And, whoo,
Well, it probably
and pull
had
back.
something to do with that case of beer we drank.
It probably did, because look, when I got on Rio, I had a beer in my shorts, and when I got off Rio later, there was no beer left. And I don't know what happened to it, but I was going, and so instead of remembering what my mentor Brandy Ho taught me
that we practiced,
which was whoa.
Yeah.
Instead of that, I said, Brandy! Meanwhile, we are in someone's yard. We are in the yard, and they are on their back or their side deck, and they're saying, they're used to it, I guess, because they did not seem surprised, and they're like, pull the reins, and I'm like, okay, thanks, sorry about that, okay, and I'm like, get me the fuck off this horse.
Whoa, I'm done. Matt, make him stop.
Oh.
Whoa. Oh my God. Stop.
Oh,
But also, I did not realize that horses were so social.
they are.
They're very social with each other. And so, like, the first time...
My face is hurting.
the first time I got on the horse in that little arena, right? It was like a safe space.
Yeah.
As the kids call it. Everybody needs a safe space, right? So I'm all fenced in. I'm like, okay, there's nothing that could go wrong. I'm in a safe space.
Right.
And Brandy Ho's got my back, and she's walking my horse. We're going to be fine. Well, then she lets go. She lets me go. And I'm fine. Everything's fine. Except for my horse just stops. I have to make him go. But then Honey comes in the arena.
Well, some little spry girl, young 15-year-old girl on it.
Ride the hell out of that horse.
Yeah.
And then my horse is like, what's going on?
I was like, pull back. And I'm going, you see what I mean now? You do.
Look, I said, what do I need to wear? Look, on Saturday night, I said, what do I need to wear tomorrow? She said, you just need to wear a good bra.
That's no shit. Yes.
And that was no exaggeration because, But I really enjoyed it, and I love trying new things.
Yes. Now, would you do it again?
Absolutely.
Yes. It is so fun,
I really would do it again.
So that afternoon, after we had completed the case of beer we bought, just me and you.
Mm-hmm. We didn't share, did we?
Okay. We're not going to talk about it.
No, we won't.
But I said, Gary, let's go riding, because I love riding horses, and I love riding horses with Gary, because that's just something that he had done it before, and then I had done it a few times before, and we haven't done it in 20-some years now, and so that's something he and I can do together now that we both really enjoy. We enjoy Washington Redskins football and riding horses.
There you go. Yeah.
So we take off down the road, and when we come back, we were coming back up, and I kicked Honey so we could get it, because I wanted to go. My drunk ass come off the side. I was riding side saddle and didn't mean to. And Gary said, well, I thought it was over for you. I said, well, I got my ass back up. And I did. So I think next time I'm not going to drink quite as much. And I'm not going to try to kick it.
After my first, so I got on my horse the one time in the arena, and then my horse decided to go see what Honey was up to.
Yeah.
Because they're freaking social.
Yes.
And then I was sitting there, and this one, Bad Influence, is like, come on, why don't you ride again? Come on. I'm like, let me have another beer, and then then we'll talk about
Yeah,
it.
liquid courage.
Let me calm
Yeah.
down a little. But no, it really was. It was a lot of fun. But I told Mikey later, like, I just felt like I should have had on a helmet. I should have had on.
Who does that shit?
I should have had on like a vest or a bubble. Like, you just feel really free.
You really do.
And then you realize, and you look down. You don't look down much, but you look down and you're like, oh, that's asphalt. And we're in a drought, and the ground's really hard, and so many things could happen.
Yeah,
but you don't think about it. You don't necessarily think about it right then.
You don't,
because the horse can sense your fear and your anxiety.
That's right.
So you have to be calm. It was fun, and it was so funny too. Like, so that was I'm sure they'll discuss it on the Bitchin' Brothers, but that was Mikey's first experience. What was he doing? Pulling gates?
He was pulling the gate, but now that scared me because Mikey's never dealt with that shit. Now, did you see the video I sent in the us chat the other night? Mm-hmm. That's why I was trying to tell Mike. I was like, Mikey, you got to.
No, but I'm telling you, Mikey's philosophy is truly head on a swivel. He's always prepared. He's always looking around. But that video scared the shit out of me.
Yeah.
But so Mikey was out there pulling gates. Yeah. And then when that what was that bull's number, Brandy, that got out?
I don't fucking know.
41 that you were going to ride.
42-14. I was going to ride a bull, y'all.
I'm so glad you didn't.
I am too. Gary said Bobby don't know what he's talking about. That thing bucks.
I'm so glad you didn't. But when it was like in slow motion, but I watched that bull pick up the gate, move the gate, and then just take off. And meanwhile, so then I just kind of look. I'm scanning.
Meanwhile, I'm standing on the chute ready to ride it.
Yeah. And I just look over to find Mikey, and Mikey's like, like, do you see that fucking thing? Yep, I see it. He's loose. He's loose as hell. But,
yeah.
I just want to tell you about this podcast I recently listened to that I think you would enjoy.
I got to talk about the one you told me, Brandy. Oh, my God.
Oh.
Go first. But I have so many questions.
I know which one you're talking about. Mine is called Blink. Blink is the name of it. It was released in 2025, and just to give you a brief little glimpse, it was a man who suffered a very rare brain issue. Think traumatic brain injury without the trauma. Oh, it was induced. They thought it was induced by, gosh, it's so rare. I can't even think of the full name of it. The name's, that long. But bottom line, he was supposed to be dead. He was put on hospice. He was in all these different centers, and all these world-renowned surgeons neurologists and neuroscientists are trying to figure out what's going on with him. And he lived to tell a story, and all that time that they thought he was brain dead, he wasn't.
Is it? And he's hearing everything that's going on?
Literally.
I want to hear
everything. You've got to listen to it. Spotify.
Okay, yeah. Yes.
Blink.
I will definitely listen to
it. It is fascinating. From a healthcare provider's perspective, it makes you remember why, even when someone is comatose, even when they're demented, even no matter what, you always tell them who you are and what you're doing.
Yeah.
But it does remind you that even when tests say someone's brain dead, this goes back to the spiritual aspect. Science can't explain why he knows what was going on and why he saw what was going on from a different angle.
Was he a teenager when it happened?
No.
Okay, so this is somebody different then. Because there was a teenager that was comatose for a long time, and everybody thought he wasn't. And when he came back around, he said he heard his parents in there crying and saying, "I wish you would just die. This would be so much easier." I'll have to think about that one. But when he finally started regaining, it was years that he was. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah,
I know what you're talking about.
I'm going to listen to that one then.
What's yours called? Which one? Which one is it? Tell us.
The evil one. The root of all evil. Y'all, that man killed the Black Dahlia. There is not a doubt in my mind. But I have so many questions now.
I know.
So, let me just talk about it. What was her last name? Hallards? Something like that. But his name was George.
He was a physician.
He was a physician. He had 3 boys and a daughter who he raped and gave her an illegal abortion, and then they continued having sex, and they had another daughter who was given away, and oh my God, just it is so deep.
I told you that one
twisted.
was so dark, and so yeah,
I cannot, but it was so.
It was also riveting because you wondered, like,
now there's some of
what's
it
gonna
because I
happen
try to go
next.
into everything skeptical, and it was like, this is from the unauthorized release of this, or this was from the unpublished statement that was found on this letter. But then you get to just the damn hard facts of it, where this surgeon was a surrealist, and the artist that he liked, there was 20 renderings of that artist in the Black Dahlia murder on the body. It's ridiculous. So this is my questions on this one. The surgeon, right before that he thinks he might get caught, he skips country and lives in Asia for 20 years and had 6 more children, or 7 children. Did they go through the same torments the children went through here? Because it doesn't address that.
It really doesn't. You're right.
And they think he killed almost 50 women. So I'm sure it didn't just stop when he moved to Asia.
You're exactly right. Yep.
Then the daughter was so effed up that she effed her. She fucked her brother. I ain't gonna say she didn't mess with her boys.
I'm not gonna say that she didn't either.
Yeah, she sold her daughter from the age of, was it 12?
It was, yeah.
It was so young. She sold her as like her pimp.
Yeah.
And her, not the one she gave away, the second one, and then allowed that daughter to take on the name of the first one. It was twisted.
So twisted.
Why doesn't? Because it's an open case. The Black Dahlia.
I know.
They've got the letters, and the man who does the research is the son of the surgeon. Why don't they just he processed the daddy's DNA before, when the dad died, when George died.
So why don't they?
So he could have a clear DNA, what do you call it? Genotype. Profile.
Yeah.
And they've still got the letters that the killer sent to the police. Why won't they process that and close the case? That's one question. Second question is, they believe the murder took place in the Franklin house. How long does blood stay in a property where they can just go through? Because they actually have a recording of another murder happening.
I know. It is not. This podcast will absolutely blow your mess out.
It'll blow it out.
You will not. It is hard to fathom that level of depravity, and that's all it is. It is absolute absence of any humanity, as far as I'm concerned. For that, because so
what do they call that? A sociopath.
So absolute sociopath.
A socio-psychopath. Yeah.
Yeah, it is so disturbing, and that's why it's like content warning. Whenever I told you about it, like,
Jesus,
I'll tell you about it, but it's dark, and it
was dark.
It's dark.
Now I want to buy the books.
On a lighter note, guess what I've been watching on television?
Love on the Spectrum.
Yes,
I love it.
I'm caught up. I finished season 3 so that I can start season 4. Are you still doing? Are you caught up? Are you done?
I'm done.
Okay.
How far are you?
1 episode and a little bit of the second. Y'all,
I love it.
It really is the sweetest, most pure.
It's just a good show.
It really, really is. It just makes you happy. And it's like, Cheyenne and I were talking about it yesterday. What's so refreshing about the show is, and what's refreshing about people with autism in general, truly, is the filter's gone.
Yeah.
They just absolutely say what they mean and mean what they say.
Yeah.
And it's so unusual for us because we kind of are always reading the room and checking our surroundings or whatever, and they're not.
Yes.
It is so sweet. It's capturing people who are somewhere on the autism spectrum that really are looking for love.
Yeah.
And it's sweet.
I just want to tell you something, though.
Tell me.
Well, I think they truly are. Now, Connor, I thought that he definitely could do better than Georgie. And you can Google it.
No, I mean, I'm not all the way through season 4.
But
right this minute, the last episode I saw with Georgie, he wanted to kiss her.
Mm-hmm.
And then he did kiss her. And he said, oh, my legs are weak. And she's like, it's okay. And I'm like, oh, she's
But
sweet.
you're going to see that as they progress, he advances and she does.
I know that she's hot and cold. Yes. Okay.
Yes. So you'll get there. Yeah. But Connor, no, I'm just kidding. But I really do like his mom too. I think she's.
I love the whole family.
Yes,
I love the whole family.
Yeah, and Tanner doesn't come back on season 4.
I know.
And I really enjoy
him.
I do enjoy Logan on season 4.
Yes, I enjoyed meeting him so far.
Yes.
What I'm drawn to is the dark. I like the thrillers. I like the mystery. I like the true crime. This is a nice palate cleanser. It is a nice.
It just makes you realize that there is still purity.
And yes, and it makes you realize too, like the things we take for granted.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like the fact that we can just.
Yeah.
We don't have anxiety of, I don't know, about just everyday, like small little everyday tasks that we just do because that's what we do.
Yeah.
It's such a struggle, but they're doing it. It's like, it's inspirational.
It is very inspirational.
That's what it is.
It's a show that you can watch. You don't have to think about it. And you smile while you watch it.
You can't help but smile while you watch
Gary
it.
watched a few episodes with me and he was like, I was like, you do like it? He's like, no, I don't. But he did.
Well, I'll tell you, I love any show that I can watch with myself.
Mm-hmm.
Mikey really isn't much of a television watcher, but that if I can watch it, my son Carter can watch it, and my dad can watch it all at one time.
Mm-hmm.
There aren't many shows like that. So we were watching it the other night, me and my dad, because I told Carter, I said, he was ahead of us. I said, do not start season 4 yet. We'll watch it together.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So we're watching a show. Carl comes on. Swords. Mullet.
Oh,
blonde.
yes. James.
What did I say, Carl?
I don't know.
Is his dad Carl?
Maybe. I don't know.
I love his dad. James. James.
So you seem to enjoy telling me that people were healthier when you were younger, and I don't agree because when Sean Connery was 35 when he started playing James Bond, and I'm 37. I think I look far better and far younger than he did at age 35. But I'd say
anyway. So James,
bless his heart.
But James has a side part and a mullet, and that's bleached. That's bleach blonde. And it came up, and I said, I would love to cut his hair.
Oh, God.
My dad said, what? I said, do you like his hair? And he said, do you like his hair? And I said, what's going on here? And he said, I thought you said you'd love to have his hair. And I said, that is not what I said.
No.
And then we laughed and we laughed
that
and we laughed.
Good.
Because that was good stuff. That was good, wholesome family fun.
Good, wholesome family fun. Yeah.
No, it really is a good show. I highly recommend it to anyone. And if you're looking for something a little darker,
then watch Whining Women 2026 on YouTube. Is that what you was going to say?
Actually, no. I was going to recommend, but I haven't finished it yet, so I can't give it a full recommendation.
What is it?
The one with our guy on it. Big Mistakes.
Oh, I've got halfway through the first show.
Y'all.
Dan Levy.
Yes, that's his name. That's his name. From Schitt's Creek.
Yes, I can't wait to finish that.
It is so twisted and so hilarious. You don't have to do a lot of thinking with it. You just watch it.
I got through the first. I'm to the point on the first episode where he's a pastor. He's the pastor, and he walks back to his parsonage, and he starts making out with his boyfriend and Rose somebody comes barging through the door, and he's like, "Are we not knocking?" And he's pushing the half-naked man through the closet.
Yeah, yeah. Please.
I'm excited to watch
Please
it. I love
continue.
him.
I think I'm 3 episodes ahead of you.
Yes.
So please continue. But
Yes.
that is, yeah, if you're looking for something on the darker side, definitely Whining Women 2026 on YouTube. Like, subscribe, share. You want to read a nursery rhyme?
Sure. We start by reviewing our wine, and then we wind down with a dirty nursery rhyme.
I love it.
Mary, Mary, quite contrary, how does your garden grow? With UV lights that's high as kites and cannabis plants in a row.
Here we go. Itchy bitchy spider had a big fat pout. She had a lip injection and now looks like a trout. Out came the bruises. She always was so vain. And in a year's time, she'll be pouting once again.
I love it. We are going to say cheers to you all and have a very whiny night.
Yeah, see you next week. Gotta feel really bad.
You know what we should have done? Looked at your damn dress you got on. That thing's fabulous.
Oh my God. Timu, bitch.
Timu, bitch.